In a world of physics-defying strength and gigantic muscular men that are almost as buff as me, Hibiki, an ordinary high school girl with an unusually large appetite, decides to join a gym near her school in order to lose some weight. But when she arrives there, she coincidentally runs into Akemi, a classmate of hers who is a rich and perfect model student with perfect grades in all subjects. And upon seeing Little Miss Perfect, Hibiki loses her motivation to work out and decides to quit the gym until Akemi surprisingly approaches her with an unhealthy amount of enthusiasm, as she's excited to finally have a workout buddy the same age as her, which makes it difficult for Hibiki to quit now. The girls are then taken to the gym's main workout room, but upon opening the door, Hibiki is shocked by a sight of overwhelming testosterone and manliness as the room is filled with Tyler 1 wannabes, which solidifies Hibiki's desire to quit. On the other hand, however, Akemi is overly thrilled to see so many chads with bulging muscles, which freaks Hibiki out even more. But as Hibiki plans her escape from these freak shows, she runs into Machio, the gym's best trainer and the real star of the show, and immediately agrees to join the gym after being completely smitten by Machio's good looks, and is thrilled that he has a normal body compared to the monster she witnessed earlier. The next day, both girls are completely charmed by Machio as he randomly begins explaining how to do a proper bench press for some reason, and Hibiki is glad to see that Akemi is attracted to normal guys too, but when Akemi then does a few bench presses and begins to feel the burn in her chest, she says she hopes to one day look as buff as the muscular men she loves. Meanwhile, Hibiki finds herself completely unable to keep up with Akemi as she greatly struggles to do even half as many bench presses. But while lamenting her lack of strength, Machio comforts Hibiki and tells her that everyone needs to move at their own pace, which makes her fall deeper in love with him. But as they talk, Machio suddenly flexes his muscles and reveals his inner muscular chad that was hidden beneath the tracksuit, which causes Akemi to fall even deeper in love with him, while Hibiki realizes that Machio is not her normal Prince Charming after all. And as the girls walk back home after training, Akemi is thrilled to learn that Hibiki has a bottomless stomach, as she's always eating something, and tells her that if they work hard together and eat a lot of protein, they can both become super muscular bodybuilding babes, a thought which terrifies Hibiki. A few days later, Hibiki worries that she's made no progress as her weight is increasing rather than decreasing. But when she complains about this to Machio, he explains that despite losing fat, her weight increased because she gained muscles, and that exercise and a balanced diet is the only way to get a beautiful body like his. In reality, however, Akemi soon realizes that Hibiki simply hasn't lost weight because she actually has the appetite of a starving T-Rex. A few days later, Hibiki and Ayaka, her best friend, watch an action movie together at Ayaka's house, but are soon interrupted when Ayaka is forced by her older sister to help run the family business for a little while. To Hibiki's surprise, however, Ayaka's family business turns out to be an intense boxing gym that trains the world's best fighters, which she regularly spars against. And as Hibiki watches Ayaka and the others go at it, Ayaka's sister convinces Hibiki to try and hit a punching bag. But to everyone's surprise, Hibiki's strength is so overwhelming that it breaks the bag, a feat that can't be accomplished by a mere mortal. Sometime later, Satomi, a teacher at Hibiki's school, decides to join Silverman Gym in order to lose weight. But when she gets there, she's completely shocked to see that two of her students are already a part of this gym, and upon seeing this, Satomi decides that she has no choice but to quit the gym, a decision that she quickly changes her mind about after meeting the handsome Machio. And then Satomi then agrees to join the gym and begins working out with Machio. Hibiki tells her that it's good for older women to exercise, which leads a pissed-off Satomi to tell her to watch her mouth. Later on, as the girls watch Satomi work out, they notice a strange tan line on her stomach and begin to speculate that Satomi must be into some kind of extreme sport. In reality, however, Satomi is just an average cosplayer who desperately doesn't want anyone to find out her secret, especially not her students. But a few days later, when Satomi attends an anime convention, she's shocked to see that both Hibiki and Akemi are there for some reason, and to make matters worse, the humongous Machio is there too, cosplayed as Muscle King, a famous anime character from the popular series Lift of the North Star. But while Machio steals the show with his unbelievable muscles, Satomi is able to sneak away from the convention and get changed without being spotted. Unfortunately for her, however, Hibiki later notices Satomi with a backpack and suitcase as she's leaving the convention and mistakenly concludes that Satomi must have been there to buy a boys' love manga, which she pretends is true in order to keep her cosplaying a secret. Sometime later, during summer vacation, Silverman Gym finds itself filled with ordinary grass touchers who are eager to gain a perfect beach body, which unfortunately means there's no room left for the girls to train. Instead, Akemi takes Hibiki and Ayaka to her huge mansion so they can train in private while her parents are busy traveling the world. But since Akemi's house has literally everything except a personal gym for some reason, the girls decide to watch a video on home exercising hosted by a devious-looking man that is actually a professor at their school. And by following the video's advice, the girls try to do dips by using chairs, and while Ayaka manages to do it smoothly, when Hibiki tries, she accidentally breaks the chairs and profusely apologizes to Akemi, who says it's no big deal. But later that night, however, Hibiki learns from a TV show that the chairs she broke were antiques that cost $1 million each. Sometime later, after summer break ends, the school decides to hold a sports festival, which Hibiki is not at all excited to participate in, as she has no confidence in her running ability. At the gym, however, Machio helps Hibiki and the other by teaching them several exercises that can improve their running ability. But as the girls watch Hibiki give it her all while working out her legs, they notice that her shorts have ripped but feel too awkward to tell her about it, while Machio is just busy admiring his muscles. And to make matters worse, on the way to school the next day, Hibiki's leg muscles are so sore that she can barely walk. Despite this, Hibiki still gives it her all at the school sports festival later that day, and even though her class is in last place, Hibiki pours everything she has into trying to outrun Akemi, only to fall short and finish in second place. But when all is said and done, Akemi and Hibiki are both proud of their performances. And after the race, while the girls relax at the sauna, they decide to have a healthy competition to see who can stay in there the longest in order to win raffle tickets with a chance to win them a flight to Freedom Land. But as both Ayaka and Akemi soon give up from exhaustion, Hibiki finds herself alone against Satomi, who seems completely unfazed by the heat. In reality, though, Satomi is completely unresponsive as she's already passed out from the heat, granting Hibiki the victory. But rather than winning a trip to America, Hibiki is disappointed to learn that she tortured herself in sauna just to win 4 lame t-shirts, which she ends up giving to Akemi anyways. A few days later, Hibiki sees a home theater system on sale and desperately wants it no matter what, but has no money to pay for it. Incidentally, she sees a flyer at the gym that is promoting an arm wrestling competition with many cash prizes. And upon seeing this, Hibiki immediately agrees to enter but decides to practice beforehand against Ayaka, which she surprisingly defeats within seconds of the match beginning, despite her opponent being an experienced boxer. And while the sight of Hibiki's monstrous strength terrifies the girls, it has no impact on Machio, who decides to be Hibiki's next opponent. But even though Hibiki gives it her best effort, she still loses when faced with Machio's immeasurable strength. Despite this, however, Machio is surprised that Hibiki was able to force him to get a bit serious. If you want me to continue the series, let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed watching this video, consider liking and subscribing for more like it. Thanks for watching.